The thymus plays a very important role within the immune system, so we will be talking about the thymus again during the next few classes. It is important because it produces the hormone thymosin, which is going to be responsible for triggering the production and the development of specific types of white blood cells known as T lymphocytes. These are crucial and critical to the immune system. Interestingly, the thymus will enlarge throughout childhood and theoretically starts to shrink once you hit puberty. But that was a belief in the past, and they're starting to think that no, it doesn't shrink that much. It's going to enlarge throughout childhood, however, because you're going to have a need for these white blood cells, these T lymphocytes, as you grow and develop. We have discussed the pineal gland when we talked about the nervous system. It is found within the diencephalon, or the epithalamus, epi for around, thalamus for our friend the thalamus, that switchboard for incoming sensory information. It is connected to visual pathways by what are known as collaterals, which are branches of axons. Therefore, the production of the hormone melatonin is going to be affected by the amount of light there is during the day. Melatonin is known as the hormone of darkness. It is derived from serotonin, and the production of it is going to be greatest when you're sleeping. It helps modulate your sleep patterns in circadian rhythms and will impact your moods and emotions. It is responsible for seasonal affective disorder. And you can look at those and see all the symptoms. I would know them if I were you. And you can take a look at the various statistics when it comes to SAD. Interestingly, 50% of people who are aged from 12 to 17 said depression symptoms were why they sought help. And you may feel depressed when you have SAD. So, wintertime can be hard on a lot of people. This just gives you another image to tell you about some of what the symptoms are. And you can actually get help, or you can also get full spectrum light bulbs, which might help you. If you have depression at any time, don't wait, get help. The ovaries, the ovarian follicle and the ovum, fancy word for egg, will start to mature each and every month. And that is going to be because of follicle stimulating hormone, FSH. I love it when the names actually apply to what they do. That follicle is going to secrete estrogen as it develops. And estrogen is going to be important because that is why females develop their secondary sexual characteristics at puberty and then maintains them through life. What does estrogen target? All of those areas that have secondary sexual characteristics. Breast, hair follicles in the axilla and the inguinal regions, adipose on your hips, your thighs, and in your gluteal region. You do need to know about luteinizing hormone, which is going to be, we've already talked about this, produced and released by the anterior pituitary. It triggers ovulation. The follicles will then become what's known as the corpus luteum. And the corpus luteum will secrete progesterone. The job of progesterone is to prepare the uterine lining in case the ova gets fertilized, because it needs a place to be implanted and morph into a zygote. The testes will be targeted by follicle stimulating hormone too. And in men, FSH is going to trigger the production of sperm. Luteinizing hormone will target the testes and cause the production of testosterone at puberty, and will maintain that production through life. And we know that testosterone develops all of the male's secondary sexual characteristics: muscles and bone, vocal cords in the larynx, and hair follicles on the facial, axillary, and inguinal regions. And I'm talking really fast to get through this because we have a ginormous storm coming and I'm sure we'll lose power.